Good afternoon. Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Tuesday, August the 8th. Well, there was big news last night at the Tucker Maximum Security Unit of the state prison system. 6 inmates overpowered 3 guards in a recreational area of the unit and held control of that area for about 3 hours before finally surrendering without any serious injuries to anyone. Fortunately, this was the second time in 16 days that a group of inmates had overpowered guards at the unit. As of yet, the Correction Department hasn't provided anything like a specific explanation of how this happened and where security measures might have lapsed that caused breaches in 2 separate sections of the prison. Wendy Kelly, the Correction Department director, has still not made herself available for public comment on this or a number of other things that have happened at the prison. We do know that the Tucker unit is authorized to have about 200 guards, and about 50 of those positions are unfilled. They haven't yet said whether that shortage of staffing is part of the problem on security there, but it's certainly a question that others are going to be asking in the legislature particularly. News from Pulaski County Prosecuting Attorney Larry Jegley today. He covers both Pulaski County and Perry County as prosecutor. He announced that the brand new state criminal eviction law, which took effect August 1st, will not be enforced by his office. He said the legislature's effort to make the criminal eviction statute the only one of its kind in the United States is still constitutionally suspect, and he won't enforce it. He said there's a civil eviction process that affords more due process to tenants and that is clear and is in fact used by many landlords today, and so people can take their matters to civil court. It's a breach of civil contract when rent isn't paid, not a crime in Larry Jegley's view. Good for Larry Jegley. The ACLU, as you may know, filed suit earlier this week against the new state criminal eviction statute, saying much the same thing, that it's still constitutionally infirm. Well, they announced an agenda today for the meeting of the Charter School Advisory Committee of the State Board of Education next week. There are going to be 4 applications for new charter schools in Little Rock, and I think I like their chances. Why do I say that? Well, there are new members on the Charter School Board now. The members were recommended by a group that's financed by the Walton Family Foundation, which is a supporter of charter schools. The new members are all charter school supporters. They include an employee of the Walton Family Foundation. No conflict of interest there whatsoever. The Waltons' names are on the applications for 3 of these schools. They've even paid for one of the schools that's going to be occupied to compete with some perfectly fine and acceptable neighborhood Little Rock School District schools. The attack on the charter schools continue. Whether this board approves them or not doesn't matter, because the State Board of Education is also packed with people who follow the Walton and Asa Hutchinson line, that there's no charter school that doesn't deserve to be in operation, almost no matter how bad it is academically or financially, as we learned a few weeks ago when the state board overturned a recommendation that one charter school lose its license for so many shortcomings. Well, news from Attorney General Leslie Rutledge's office. Yesterday, she issued a release saying she's prepared to go to court to do something about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which works in consumer interest on things like credit card and other installment loan payments. She says the rules that agency have put in place are damaging to business. They hurt people like payday lenders. Well, you'll remember that we tried to put payday lenders out of business in Arkansas. One started operating again, and Leslie Rutledge wouldn't do a thing about it. She's worried about payday lenders who charge 300% interest rates. She's not worried about the people who get caught in debt traps when they're gouged by such agencies, but she's on their side still and ready to go to court if need be. She did announce today that she'd settled a lawsuit against a Jacksonville funeral home that had gotten in trouble both criminally and civilly for letting bodies stack up like cordwood in the mortuary and not get properly attended to despite contracts with a number of customers to do something with them. Those people will never be able to operate a funeral home again. They promised to make restitution and also pay some fines. Sad news out of Florida, and a popular vacation destination for Arkansas people. Nori Broncho, a 70-year-old woman from Rogers, drowned in the surf off Henderson Beach in Destin, Florida, when she panicked when she got out in water that was above her head. Sad news. I wish we had some good news to report. I do know that we can report we're still resisting here. I hope you are too. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.